When you first meet a narcissist, they give you the best compliments, or so you think. As time goes on, you recognize that those compliments aren't always so great, and eventually they stop giving you compliments altogether unless they're what we call the backhanded type of compliment. That's what we're talking about today at queenbeing.com. Narcissists and why they never really give a true compliment. So let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. Sound good? If so, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. Narcissists are emotionally immature, but they can train themselves to act like other people, to fake the emotions that they don't feel. Narcissists are always scheming. Everything they say and do has an ulterior motive. So their compliments are never genuine. They can infer that compliments could be a great tool for manipulation, of course, and they might develop the ability to compliment other people. But the emotion underlying said compliments are totally lacking. They use compliments when there's something in it for them. That's why we need to take anything they say with a grain of salt. So when you first meet a narcissist, a lot of times their compliments make you feel great. During the love bombing phase or the idealization phase, the compliments are flowing and they're free flowing. But here's the thing that's very interesting about a narcissist and their compliments early in the relationship. If you think back to the beginning of your relationship with a narcissist, you could probably remember, if it's a romantic relationship, that the narcissist would tell you things like, you know what, you're so pretty. My ex had this weird face. Or, you know what, you're so smart. My ex was so stupid. Or things of that nature. You're so kind, you're so this, you're so that. At any rate, you're so the opposite of that evil person I used to be with. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, it doesn't seem like a big deal during that time. You just think, oh, that's great. But then what happens is they lean into compliments that start to say things like, you know, it's so nice that you always do the dishes. My ex never touched a dish in his life or her life. I don't even know what to do without somebody to do the dishes for me. Well, when that kind of stuff starts to happen, then you start to go, that ex tortured him or her, and I don't want to torture him or her, so what can I do to be different than the ex? Oh, I can keep up on the dishes. Well, then let's say that 10 years down the road, one day you're like, wait a minute, I don't want to do the dishes today. And then the narcissist comes back in and says, you know what? You're just like my ex. You just are doing exactly what my ex did. You see what I'm saying? So when they compliment you during the idealization phase, very often it is directly in order to control you and teach you how they want you to behave. The other thing they do during the idealization or the love bombing phase is that they sort of elevate themselves and they make themselves seem special. How do they do that? Well, they tell you things like, you know, I've never met somebody just like me, or I've never met someone who was good enough for me or smart enough for me. Everybody else I've ever met just wasn't right for me, and you're different, you're special. Well, what makes you special? Well, it's the association with that person, according to the narcissist. The association with the narcissist. So this happens to be true for nearly every type of narcissist in every situation, every relationship. It could be your boss. They could be like, you know, my former employee was really bad at picking all the widgets off the thingy, and you are really good at picking all the widgets off the thingy. Would you please keep doing that for me? Things like this. Eventually, they sort of idealize themselves and the relationship that they want, and they teach you how to treat them slowly through their so-called compliments. Also, during the idealization phase, the narcissist is highly likely to graciously accept compliments. While the narcissist will definitely be giving you lots of compliments in order to teach you how to behave and think and react to them as time goes on, they'll also graciously accept your compliments. That means that because during that time they think you're special and awesome, they become flattered by your compliments. It feels really good to both of you. It kind of nourishes you in so many ways, and it's part of the reason it's so hard to end the relationship with the narcissist later. And of course, it's all too good to be true. Of course, during the devalue and the discard phases, once the narcissist figures they've got their claws deep enough into you, they essentially stop giving you all compliments, and anytime they do, they give you what we call those backhanded compliments. Things like, that is a beautiful dress, but if you would lose like 60 pounds, it would be so much better on you. Or, you know, I really like the way your hair looks, too bad your face is so ugly, or stupid stuff like that. Obviously, I'm probably exaggerating for some people, but it gets worse and worse. And, you know, again, they'll say one thing and then follow it up with an insult. And so everything that they compliment you on is basically a veiled insult. Now, it's not that anything has changed at this point. The narcissist is still the narcissist. You're still you. Nothing much has changed, right? But what has changed is the narcissist feeling about you. Just like when they get a new cell phone, the narcissist thinks, you know, you're not quite as fancy and shiny as you were when they first got you. It's not a phase so much as it is just the way they're perceiving you in this moment. They see compliments as a way to say they care about you, they think nice positive things about you. And at that point, they often start directing compliments to other people that you can hear or see them directing compliments to, because they know it will upset you and make you feel bad about yourself. And they like it. They like the way it makes you feel to watch them compliment someone else when they used to compliment you. It breaks your heart. And it makes them secretly go, hee hee hee. They have no empathy for you or really anyone else. This very often leads to triangulation, because what they'll do is, let's say that you and the narcissist together both used to think that, you know, person A over here was a total jerk or whatever. You didn't like them together. You didn't like this person. Well, suddenly now the narcissist is going to begin to compliment person A, and you're going to be over here going, well, I thought we didn't like that guy, or I thought we didn't like that girl. And the narcissist is like, well, they're better than you. You're obviously a piece of crap, so I'm going to compliment this person. They're not going to say that, but they're going to imply it in the way that they treat you and the way they treat that person. It's as though they lavish compliments on that person and it hurts you. They know it. And what's really interesting is when they start doing this with your friend or someone that you were close to, they start to love bomb that person, even if they're not actually trying to be with that person, you see, and this causes you to feel resentment toward that person. They sometimes even do this within families, like your narcissist spouse might start complimenting your sister or your brother or your parent. And what they do is they triangulate you. You start to resent that person. You start to get a little snippy with that person when that person's around. And eventually you might even stop talking to that person because you're trying to keep the narcissist in your own stable. Well, let me just give a little piece of advice, my friend. If the narcissist wants to start acting that way, that's a really good time for you to go, you know what, I don't deserve this, I'm out. But I understand that when you've been manipulated by a narcissist for many years, months, whatever, you often don't even see that as an option. You just think, I need to hold on to this person because no one else will love me. The fact is, that person doesn't love you, my friend. I just want you to remember that. That person thinks you're not worth the respect of not triangulating you with your friends, your family, your enemies, or whatever, you see? Now, a lot of empaths will go, well, maybe if I start treating the narcissist with more love and respect, they'll treat me with more love and respect, right? Because that's what we would do in that situation. So we start complimenting the narcissist. We're like, you know what? You're so awesome. You're so this, you're so that. Well, it might make them be nicer to us for a minute, but it doesn't encourage them to compliment us. In fact, they just figure, well, I deserve compliments. I'm awesome. And so if you aren't doing what you need to do to keep them up on their little so-called pedestal, you're part of the problem. But if you're complimenting them, well, you're just a working cog in their little machine of ego. I think if I'm you and I'm in this situation, the very best thing for you is to not engage with a narcissist who is actively cultivating a triangulation situation or manipulating you or abusing you in any way, shape, or form. It is not worth your energy. It is not worth your time. And my friend, it is not because you're not good enough for them. It's because they are not good enough for you. Keep it in mind. Before I go, let me just hit you up with the question of the day. And the question of the day is, what do you think about this? Have you found yourself getting backhanded compliments from narcissists? Can you recall back in the beginning of your relationship when the narcissist would give you what felt like genuine compliments, but they were actually meant to be manipulations to control the way you behave as the relationship progressed? What else would you add to this? Leave your thoughts, leave your experiences and your ideas in the comment section below, and let's talk about it. All right, that's all I've got for you right now. Thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.